So today is the follow-up of yesterday's video where I discussed the ego and the part that it often plays. This time it's about what it can progress into, and it is revenge fantasy. This is something that the Rapture multimedia really plays into. All the horrible things that will happen to those left on the earth for not believing. You look at the movies, it's always the Antichrist rising to power, deluding everyone. They want him to save them from problems rather than God and get deceived for it. He promises peace and a world without suffering, usually as a response to the rapture event itself. The heroes of the movie are often lukewarm Christians that were warned, but never listened to the warnings, and now they are left behind and must face the tribulation. One big theme tends to be Christians that were not true Christians are left. You see this with the Left Behind movies and books, where majority of the Catholics are left, and they even think that it couldn't have been God because they didn't go. They go into great detail about how the promise of peace and happiness is just an illusion, and will fall apart, then how those that realize God's wrath will be put to death, and anyone taking the mark of the beast will be lost forever. There is always this theme through them of being the wrong type of Christian, or religion in general will hurt you, or not being a good enough Christian. You see those that went to church, believed in Jesus and everything, but didn't preach or proselytize. Even the pastors and such often get left behind for being lukewarm. Everyone that the makers of the movies and books find appalling, or not good enough are punished for it by not going to heaven. They then appear to be more of a tool to say, you better be more like me or you will regret it. Also it promotes the idea that only their way with God will bring peace. That anyone promising peace is just lying and either the Antichrist or a tool on him and Satan and don't believe or accept his lies. As a recruitment tool these movies really don't work. They are at best entertaining, but what they do is they help boost the beliefs of the Christians, remind them why they are correct in their beliefs, and all others are not. The resentment of being rejected and mocked becomes anger and dislike of those that mock. Not everyone becomes this way. And I never ended up this way, though the ego did play a part. The idea of everyone seeing me go to heaven was luring, though I hadn't given much thought to the tribulation at the time. What are your thoughts on the books and movies? I would like to hear that from atheists and Christians. Tell me if you found any entertaining, or if you find also that these become more revenge fantasy. For me, most are okay, but seem to be more of the same line as Christian movies that are meant to be lessons for Christians and such, though there was one movie I really did enjoy even as a non-Christian theist, and that was Omega Call 2, Megiddo. It feels more like a Hollywood blockbuster. And I did enjoy slightly reading the Left Behind books as long as I remember that they are fantasy, not reality. Though I've only read the first 2 books, need to read the rest.